Hello, my name is Dean, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the popular Final Fantasy IX theme, Rose of May, also called Loss of Me, on the electric guitar. I will start by playing the song through, and then I will zoom in on the strings and take you through it step by step. I will now show you how to play it. You start with your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. Then you play open high E. Then your first finger on the 1st fret of the high E. Then open high E. So that is this. Then you wait for a wee while. Then you place your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, then back to this 3rd fret B string, middle finger, then up to the 3rd fret of the G string with your middle finger, and then your 1st finger onto the 2nd fret of the G string. So it's this what we have so far. Wait. And you play that twice, you play both those parts twice. Okay, for the next part you start with your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And you play open high E. Your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the high E. Then you play over here on the 3rd fret of the high E. Then you play it again, but with your 1st finger. Then over here at the 5th with your middle finger on the high. And back to 3rd. Then over the 1st. Then you play open high E. So that is this. Okay, the next part I'm going to teach you is quite a lot to take in, so I'll go through it quite slowly. You start the same way as the last. So with your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B. Then you play open high E. Then 1st on the high E. Then 3rd on the high E. Then you move your 1st finger to the 3rd of the high E. Then over the 5th to the high E. Then back to the 3rd. Then the 1st. Then you play open high E. Then you move your middle finger onto the 3rd of the B. Then the 1st of the B. Then middle finger onto the 3rd of the G. Then you take your ring finger onto the high E 5th. Then you move your 1st finger to the 3rd on the 5th, high E, sorry. Then to the end here, the 1st. And you play open high E. Then you play the middle finger on the 3rd of the B. 1st of the B. 3rd of the B. Open high E. And then the 3rd of the B. So I will play through that slowly because it's a lot to take in. for the next part it is zoomed out a bit because it goes from all the way from the 8th fret to the 1st. So you start with your ring finger on the 8th fret of the high E and you play it twice. You put your middle finger on the high E of the 6th, then your first finger on the high E of the 5th, then middle finger on the high E of the 3rd, and then on to the 1st with your 1st. Then back here with your first finger on the 5th on the high E, then your middle finger on the 8th on the high E, then 1st on the 3rd, then middle finger onto the high E of the 6th, then back here to the 5th, then down here to the 3rd, then to the 1st. So that's a lot, so I'll play it. Okay, for the next part it's roughly the same but it's slightly different. You once again start with your ring finger on the 8th and the high E and you play it twice. Then back here the 6th, then the 5th, then the 3rd, then the 1st. Then you go the 5th again, sorry, the 5th, and you play it, then the 3rd, and then you play the 3rd on the B, and then you play open high E, and the 1st on the high E, then open high E. So once again I'll play that through because it's quite a lot. As you can see, I played both the first part and the second part there. For the next part, you play the first part again, so I'll play that through slowly. And from then on it just repeats from what we've already learnt from the start. You can listen to the song and work out what plays where yourself. Hopefully you can now play Rose of May or Loss of Me on the electric guitar. Please feel free to leave suggestions or feedback, any criticism on my YouTube account or my Xbox Live gamer tag, which I will put up on screen in just a second. Thank you for watching.